Bruce Hatch, originally from Houston, but lived in Dallas most of my life.
And I'm Susan Hatch. I was born in Kansas, Wichita, Kansas. Lived in Overland Park, Kansas as a kid. Moved to Dallas 33 years ago and never left.
We were not really thinking about getting in better shape, although I certainly needed to. And Susan got these goofy Nike fuel bands, and neither one of us thought we'd stick to it. But we set a goal, and I started making myself at least walk or do whatever. And I got by about 3 months later, I had my weight to where it should be, but I really wasn't in the kind of shape I should be. I just didn't weigh what I used to. Clothes fit better and things like that, but not like they do now. And so that's kind of my end of it. And then
we had a hip replacement 3 years ago.
Right.
And couldn't run anymore, but could play tennis doubles.
Right.
I had shoulder surgery, bad shoulder surgery 3 years ago, where I wasn't really able to do much of anything for about a year and a half. But I'm not real big on, going to the gym. If the gym is where I can see it from my house, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I can make myself get up and come in here and work out in the morning, but not necessarily push myself, like if I know somebody's coming over and I've got to do a workout with him, it's going to be a lot more intense than, me getting up at 6 in the morning and running on the treadmill and going, oh, well, I don't have time to do anymore. I have to get ready to, go to work. So maybe I'll do a little bit more later tonight, and maybe you will and maybe you won't. But you're not really accountable for it when you're just working out on your own. We both kind of quit running outside when he messed up his hip, and they said, the running outside is what caused it. So really just kind of running on the treadmill, walking outside for, just in the neighborhood,
Riding the
that sort of
bikes.
thing, riding our bikes. We both got bikes right after I had my shoulder surgery and he had the hip surgery.
So a lot of general fitness, being active, but nothing really structured, strategic changes.
Right.
No, and like for me, I was telling a friend of mine when he started to notice how much differently I'm playing now. I said that I always thought that whatever your body needed to be in shape to do to play tennis, it would get from playing tennis. It doesn't work.
No.
I wouldn't say I was skeptical about I was just skeptical in general, which she could tell you is pretty much my nature. But it was mainly that
He just hates working out.
well,
He thinks it's
it wasn't
boring.
that so much. I had the idea that there's cardio stuff, which is like running on the treadmill or walking on the treadmill or whatever, and then there's sitting there lifting weights, which I could never make myself do. And I thought that was muscle building, and then cardio was the other thing, and that was it. And so obviously you guys have shown us we've lifted relatively few weights. I mean, we've never sat here with a bar and done this ever. That's just not how it's done anymore. And I was sort of caught in that mindset that was something I was probably not going to enjoy very much.
Well, I think I have more energy in general just to do, just normal things like, get up and I'm a rep. I travel. If I'm not traveling, I work, here in town. But and I schlep. I lift, rugs and fabrics for furniture and a lot of things in and out of my car. Which
you get out there now and things are kind of effortless that used to really require a fair amount of work, and it's kind of amazing. I mean, I just had that stupid idea that, well, if I just play enough tennis, that'll get me in good shape to play tennis.
Yeah,
No.
it's
And
kind of
especially
like
playing doubles when you're in your 50s, it's kind of like, it's as good as it is, but
yeah.
it's not gonna look like, when you see the Bryan brothers play doubles on TV,
What's that game
it's
called?
not what it looks like.
What are we playing?
Doesn't look like that. No. Well, when he
200
tested us the last time to just do flat out. Well, we've been doing circuits, and he said we probably did 200 push-ups in the circuit the last time we worked out with him.
Awesome.
So, we can see progress.
So overall strength, endurance is just improved immensely.
Yeah, we'd rather be doing something, moving and active than sitting on the sofa watching TV. I have friends my age and they complain about their aches and their pains and, we're just getting older. And I'm like, you can get older if you would like, but
Give it a try.
yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's,
Well,
you're not going to know unless you try it.
And to me, anybody that does have room in their house for anything, this is a tiny little bedroom. And Cameron said there's people that he goes to that have one piece of equipment or a little set of weights or whatever. But, to me, it's now more expensive and in some cases probably less so than joining a gym and having to drive there. And I mean, I know I've joined gyms before, and I've done that all my life, off and on. But it's like the typical, you start in January and everyone goes and you can't get in and you can't get a place to work out and you have to wait for the treadmill. And when it's in your house, you don't have that difficulty, and you've got somebody that's coming, and then you have to be accountable to them. I would definitely recommend it to anybody who asked and who wanted to get in better shape. So what do you do 6 miles from the house when you have a flat tire? We're 3 miles from the Richardson Bike Mart, and we're 6 miles from home. So we walked the bikes to the Richardson Bike Mart and then proceeded to ride another 15 or 20 miles after we got done getting the bike tires fixed. So that was on top of the workout and the tennis. And we didn't feel, wiped out or anything. So it's just really been good to be able to, I don't know too many people, especially people who are in their 50s, who would have just said, call me an Uber with a,
pick up my bike and take me to
pick up truck Uber or giant suburban Uber to take my bike home and me home, because poor stupid us, we didn't have any bike repair equipment with us. We just had, they give you these little bitty saddlebags, so I bought a bigger bag to go on my bike when we went up there. So
before you train, that would have probably wiped you out.
We probably wouldn't have done the bike ride, or if we did, we might have just ridden around.
We wouldn't have done that much of a bike ride after we did tennis. We probably would have maybe ridden around the neighborhood 10 miles and
perfect.
Come home and drank a beer or something. But we did do that anyway.